Alright, so in this first step of lab number 2, we are asked to use the resistor color code, which is the bands on the various bands on the manufactured resistor, to determine the nominal value of the resistor. Following this, we then need to calculate the maximum resistance value and minimum resistance value based on the tolerance, which is in the fourth band. So for this experiment, we have three resistors that we're going to consider today. We have a 10K resistor, we have a 1K, and we have a 470 ohm resistor. Now we need to identify which is the colors for the 10K. So for this, we will go to the chart to find the 10K, and 10K is the same as 10,000 ohms. So for 10K, the first letter is 1 for 10,000. So that would be the color brown. So the first digit, the first band should have brown, followed after 10K, the second letter is a 0 for 10,000. So then the second band would be black. So we have brown, black, and then we have 3 other zeros to form 10,000. So that would indicate here in the third band. Okay, this table is for, so in the third band here, we'll go to orange, because orange represents 3 zeros, or 10 to the 3, or 1,000. So these 3 zeros here, so again this would be brown, and this would be black, and then we said we would have orange, okay, representing first digit, second digit, and then the 3 zeros. So this is our 10K ohm resistor here. As you can see, the first band is brown, the second one is black, and the third one is orange. The other resistor we have is the 1000 ohm resistor, or the 1K ohm resistor. And similar to the 10K resistor, or the 10,000 ohm resistor, the first band is brown here, the second one is black, and instead of 3 zeros now we have 2 zeros. And so if we come here, we see that we have 10 squared, or 100, 2 zeros. And so these 2 zeros will be represented by red. So we have black, brown, and red. So again, it's black, it's brown, and it's red. And then we have the 470 ohm resistor. And the 470 ohm resistor, the first digit would be a 4. So we come to the table here, and 4 is yellow, so the first should be yellow. So for 470, so this one should be yellow. And then for 7, we have purple or violet. So the second band is violet. And the third band is only 1 0. So 4, 7, and 0. So this should be brown. So if you look at this one, we see yellow, violet, and brown. And of course, the tolerance is the last band, which is gold. So for each of these resistors, the tolerance is gold. So I'll put here G. So it's gold for each of them, and we know gold represents 5% tolerance here. Okay, 5%. All right, so we have our 3 resistors here, and if you look on table, if we look at table 1, we will realize that that we have the nominal resistance selected here, and then we need to put the tolerance. So for each of these, the tolerance is going to be 5%. Right? So it will be plus or minus 5%. Okay, so this is the tolerance for each of them. Then we need to find the maximum resistance and the minimum resistance for each of these. And again, the maximum resistance would be 5%. um, plus the tolerance value, or 5% minus the tolerance value. So in this case, it would be 1.05. So for 1,000, it would be 1.05 times 10,000. Okay. Likewise, for 1K, it would be 1.05 times 1K, and that would give us 1,000, 10,500. Okay, likewise, this one will give us 1,050. So 1.05 times 1,000 will give us 1,050. Okay, likewise, 1.05 times 470 . This will equal 493. Okay, 3.5. So we write it right here. So this first one is 10. For 10K, we have 10500 ohms. Likewise, for this one we have 1050, and for this one we have 493.5. Okay, likewise, we need to calculate the minimum resistance, and this one we can get by multiplying 0.95 times 1,000. Okay, and so of course we can plug in the values in this table right here. Then we need to get the measured resistance, which is last. Alright, okay, and then after we get the measured resistance, so let me show you how we measure the resistance, and we're going to write it in this box here. Then we're going to check to see whether the resistance is within the range. So to measure resistance, the meter needs to be on the ohm symbol. The red lead should be in volt ohms. The black lead should be in comm. And essentially, to measure resistance, we place the two leads of the meter across the resistor. So we'll start with the 470 ohm. So with the 470 ohm resistor, the resistance we have is 460 ohms. So 460 ohms for the measured resistance. Okay, likewise, we move now to the 1K resistor. And measure the resistance of that. And so the measured resistance is 0.993K, or 993 ohms. Then we move to the 10 kilo ohm resistor, or the 10,000 ohm resistor. Okay, and the resistance is 9.94 kilo ohms. Okay, 9.94 kilo ohms. Okay, so the last step here in this first step is to determine whether this measured resistance is within the range of the maximum and the minimum according to the tolerance. And we see that 460 is in between 446 and 493. So when we put a check in the box, it is within the range. Likewise, this measured resistance 0.993K is in between 0.95 and 10.5. So this is also within the range. And then finally we have this one 9.94K is within the range of 9.5 and 10.5K. So this is also good. Okay, now we move to the next step. So